are certain things that happen in our life that define us. Situations, experiences, things that we have seen. They all shape the person we eventually become. I wish I had some great experience to share with all of you. Some great thing that happened in my life where I would be remembered for all time. Maybe, just maybe, I would get to be involved in a miracle where I would display my wisdom and faith, and my people would forever remember me as Rhoda, that great woman of faith and wisdom who was cured by my side. But no, that's not what I'm remembered for. What I'm remembered for, you ask? Well, let's see, how can I put this? I'm remembered for being the girl that no one believed. It all started after Jesus had ascended back into heaven, and all of us believers were in perilous times. Herod's sword of persecution had descended upon all believers, and many of us had already been martyred for our faith. We wept and shook when we heard of the arrest of Peter. Herod had already killed James, and when he saw it pleased certain Jews, he determined to kill Peter too. Peter was our pastor, our shepherd, our friend. What would we do without his counsel, his wisdom, his words from the Lord? I knew I was only a servant, but Peter had explained that salvation was for anyone, whether they be Greek or Jew or bound or free. I had accepted salvation gladly. When we heard of Peter's arrest, believers started arriving at my master's home. Here we huddled in prayer, some crying, some praying aloud, all of us entreating the Lord for the release of Peter. Being a servant, one of my jobs was to unbolt the front gate if any visitor, friend, or guest should arrive. All the saints gathered had been in earnest prayer for hours, maybe days. I know not how long we had been praying when we heard a knock on the front gate. I unclasped my hands from prayer, stood slowly to my knees, and went to go see who it was. I approached the gate warily, for it was very late at night, and even now Herod had soldiers patrolling the streets. "Who is it?" I called out with a trembling voice. "Hello, sister, it is I." I was shocked into silence. I knew that voice. It was the voice of Peter. I was so overjoyed with gladness. I had heard stories of miracles that Jesus had performed and how God answered prayer, but I was seeing a miracle firsthand. I was so overjoyed that I forgot to open the gate and ran back inside, proclaiming glad news. "Peter's alive! Peter's alive! I just heard his voice at the gate. He's standing out there now." Now, in hindsight, I guess I should have opened the gate first. But have you ever been so excited you don't think clearly? That's what happened to me. I guess I seemed a little crazy, because my fellow believers started calling me mad. "No," I told them, "I'm not mad. Even now, it is so. He's still knocking. It's Peter. Haven't we all been here for hours, even days, praying for his release? God has heard us." So they scoffed at me. "You mad girl. No way, it's his angel. No way, it's Peter. Herod has plans to kill him." Now do you see why I remembered her as the girl that no one believed? I knew in my heart that it was Peter. However, I had faith that God could deliver him. Why would I have spent hours and hours praying to a God that I didn't believe in? I had heard Peter's voice with my own ears. I knew it had to be him. I followed the believers to the gate, where Peter was still knocking, and beheld their astonishment when they opened it to find none other than Peter. Their cries of astonishment turned to joy as they pulled him into the courtyard and bolted the door behind them, shutting out any of Herod's soldiers. As Peter was telling his miraculous escape by an angel, I was sending thanks to an almighty God. I knew that God hears our prayers. I knew that he could deliver him if it was his will. I didn't understand why the other believers were so shocked when God proved himself yet again. So maybe I will always be remembered as the girl that no one believed, but when Peter gave me a wink and patted my head, the thought crossed my mind that maybe I should be remembered as Rhoda, the young servant girl who had a heart full of faith.